Good architecture is a source of delight to the eye, but the term good is always relative. This looks like good architecture. Imagine yourself on a wheelchair. How would you find the same place? Everything seems to hinder movement. The aesthetics become a source of pain, and generally the whole world seems to be made only for the able-bodied people. In contrast, this seems a more comfortable place for the people on wheelchairs.
Paraplegic Rehabilitation Center is one of the largest centers in India, and this is for the armed forces of this country. Now, we have 78 tetraplegics and paraplegics here. A tetraplegic is a patient who has no power in the hands or in the legs and has no bladder, bowel or sexual control. A paraplegic is one who has got power in the hands but no power in the legs. He also has no bladder, bowel or sexual control. Now, these patients are prone to two main problems. One is the bed sores, and second is the urinary tract infection, which leads to kidney failure and early death. And we have been able to prevent both these complications in our paraplegics in the center. Now, for prevention of bed sores, you need a lot of counseling and motivation, and for prevention of urinary tract infection, we have to keep their various parameters of the kidney function under control, monitor their urine examination, blood examination, scans of the kidneys, so that we can treat the infection at the earliest so that their kidneys cannot be damaged. The whole aim is to ensure them a normal span of life like anybody else, so that they can be active earning members of the society and have a fruitful life, not only for themselves but also for their families, particularly those who are married. So this is the whole concept of management of spinal cord injury patients all over the world, and we have been able to achieve statistics or rehabilitation comparable to the European standards.
The paraplegics and tetraplegics have severe physical limitations. None of them can walk or even stand. Hence, they need to be cared for like a baby. Depending upon the extent of damage to the spinal cord, some are wholly dependent on the helpers. They have to be even fed in the bed. Still others can move their own wheelchairs and even help themselves at the dining table. They can do so by tucking the spoon in their fingers and then eating as a normal person would. Ganesh does all his outside work by himself with an auto rickshaw for conveyance. Thus, while a paraplegic can do most of his work himself, a tetraplegic is a helpless newborn who needs someone for doing almost everything for him. He has to be helped out of the bed and onto the wheelchair. He also needs help for bathing and then dressing up. This impeccably dressed man is the work of deft hands of the helper. Once on the chair, most of them can move the wheels of the chair themselves. This is a simple hand-driven wheelchair. But there are also some battery-operated wheelchairs.
ये बैटरी ऑपरेटेड व्हीलचेयर है। ये ऐसे डिसेबल्ड लोगों के लिए है जिनके के हाथ काम नहीं करते और अपने आप व्हीलचेयर नहीं चला सकते हैं। इसलिए जो है ये बैटरी ऑपरेट होता है, 12 वोल्ट बैटरी है इसमें और ये मैनिपुलेटर है, इससे जो है ये चलता है। अगर इसको आगे को दबाएंगे तो ये आगे को जाता है, पीछे को दबाएंगे तो पीछे को, लेफ्ट साइड को दबाएंगे तो लेफ्ट, राइट साइड को दबाएंगे तो राइट साइड को। इसलिए जो है ये डिसेबल्ड लोग जो है अपने आप मैनिपुलेट कर सके, उसके लिए ये बहुत ईजी चेयर है।
For those tetraplegics who cannot move their hands at all, a chin-operated wheelchair is also available. A downslope is easy to pass, but an upslope is like an uphill task. A tetraplegic again needs someone to push him up the slope. Due to lack of any physical exercise, aches and pains are quick to follow. Hence, regular physiotherapy has to be provided to all. Many even develop spondylitis and have to be put on traction. Bed sores are also a source of constant worry. To avoid them, the position of tetraplegics on the bed has to be changed every 2 hours, and this continues even at night. This means that one person has to be constantly in attendance. The home has several attendants to give such motherly attention to all the inmates. It is nothing less than a great service to be at the beck and call for 24 hours a day. Not even their own families can provide such selfless service. It is for this reason that the inmates in this home have a lifespan as long as that of a normal person. The oldest inmate came to stay here 25 years ago. And this bodes well for the institute, especially when such patients in civil life die early because of lack of care and facilities. Apart from a helping hand, these disabled persons also have certain infrastructural needs. For example, the doors should open on both sides. The bolt of the door should be at the bottom. The toilets should be provided with the railings for support. The corridors should be wide and spacious. Steps should give way to slopes. Everything needs to be built with a respect for the disabled people of the world. In fact, every germ of an architectural design should question itself. Will a disabled person find it convenient? Till that happens, with every building we construct, the paraplegic home is the only place that will remain for these ex-soldiers, a home away from home.